So, UFC Fight Night London, Evolev vs Murphy is going down this weekend, and I, King Here MMA, will be discussing the odds and my picks for this fight night. And yeah, let's get right to it. But before we get started, Instagram's live. If you're coming from the YouTube to the Instagram, you give a follow. If you're going to the Instagram to the YouTube, give a sub. So yeah. Let's start with the first fight of the night. Oh shit, we've got Melissa Mullins versus Luana Carolina. Melissa Mullins, she's an okay fighter. She struggled with Daria Zelenova in her last fight pretty badly. Like, she just couldn't get her down. But the fight before that, she wasn't doing too bad. She got a KO over Segula, but Segula is not that good of an opponent. And for Luana Carolina, heavy kickboxer, she lost the last fight to what's her name? Michelle Montague. Michelle Montague is actually really good. I think she's gonna be a top 5 bantamweight. But she was on a 3-fight win streak before that, man. She knocked out Juliana Stolarenko and got a really good decision over Lucy Pitalova. So I think Luana Carolina is just going to take it. Luana Carolina is $1.70 and Melissa Mullins is $2.10. So yeah, that's my picks. And for the next fight, we have Chanel Dyer versus Ravina Oliveira. I don't know who these chicks are. That's my honest opinion. Apparently Chanel Dyer is really good. Really good on the regional scene. That's what I've heard. And Ravina Oliveira, she's lost both her fights in the UFC. So I'm just gonna go with Chanel Dyer. I mean, like, if you're losing both your fights in the UFC in a row, I guess I'm going to have to choose the debutante, aren't I? So, yeah, Chanel Dyer by decision. On to the next fight. We have finally some named fighters. We have Shamrock versus Abdul Karim Al-Salwadi. Shamrock, he comes out of the Paddy Pimblett camp. He lost to Nurullah Aliyev. Nurullah Aliyev he's okay. He's going to be a decent prospect. Just couldn't get him down that whole fight. Got him down once and then couldn't keep it. While Karim Al-Sawadi had a pretty good fight with Loliak Rizviev. Honestly, I don't even fucking know that name. I didn't see that fight. Shamrock. I think I always getting confused with another middle. Oh, he's not a middleweight, lightweight. I'm gonna go. What I've seen from Abdul, he's just an overhand merchant. Shamrock's got a pretty good chin, so I'm gonna go Shamrock by submission. Otherwise, we've got nothing else for his. Shamrock was a IBJJF winner, so yeah, Shamrock's $2.07 and Kareem Al-Sawadi is $1.80. So yeah, I'm choosing Shamrock. And now, finally, 2 guys I've watched fight. We have Louis Sutherland. Oh my days, Louis Sutherland. He got heel hooked by Volta Walker. And we got Brendo Pericic. Yeah, mate. I'm going to go up there and I'm going to knock the bloody head off his shoulders. All I'm saying, Louis Sutherland has looked flabby since he's gotten in the UFC. He was jacked outside of the UFC. And, he was looking good against Volta Walker until he got heel hooked. But he's got a good Thai stance. But honestly, I just liked what I saw from Brendo Perich. He's just that like fucking brawly sort of style, and I think he's gonna land on the chin of Louis Sutherland with that like heavy, striking, brawling sort of style. I think Brando Perich is gonna get a nice knockout in the second round. I think this fight's gonna be pretty close. So, but yeah, also Brando Perich knocked out Elijah Ellison, and Louis Sutherland lost his debut. So I think Brando Perich by a knockout. Brando Perich is $1.36, and Louis Sutherland is $3.17. So yeah, Brando Perich is my pick. For my next fight, I'm not even gonna fucking try and pronounce that name. I'm just gonna call him Mantis. Mantis K is fighting Antonio Tricoli. We all know Antonio Tricoli. He dated Mackenzie Dern, and that's how he got his way into the UFC. Has lost every single fight. I'm surprised we don't have Jose Medina versus Antonio Tricoli. That would be a great fight. It'd actually give him a win. I don't even know if he'd win that fight. But he's literally lost every fight by finish, Antonio Tricoli. So I'm going to go Mantis K by a finish, however he wants, because legitimately this guy has lost by standing guillotine twice. So I'm going to say submission. I'm going to say Mantis is going to get it by submission. Never watched him. Antonio Tricoli is pretty bad. So yeah, Mantis K by submission, or however he wants. And for the next fight, we have I speak no English. Anyway, I want to fucking pretty funny interview. 11-0 Mario Pinto, and versing debutant Felipe Franco. Gonna be honest, don't even know. I was supposed to do the odds, but we all know friggin' Antonio Tricoli's $6, and the other dude's $1.10, Mantis. So yeah. Anyway, back to the fight. Mario Pinto. We all know he's an undefeated prospect. Has looked really good in his last two fights. Knocked out Austin Lane in 2 rounds. Who does that to Austin Lane? Who knocks out Austin Lane? We get to talk about him later on the card. And Gennady Diniz. Gennady Diniz is a great kickboxer, man. He actually came out of, was a K1, but anyway, he was a good kickboxer, and Mario Pinto got him down and beat the shit out of him. Felipe Franco. I've never seen this guy fight, but I've heard rumors that he had a real bad Dana White Contender Series fight a few years ago, so I'm gonna say the 6'6" heavyweight's gonna beat the guy that couldn't even fight on Dana White Contender Series and win. So yeah, Mario Pinto is $1.10, and Felipe Franco is $6.70. So yeah, Mario Pinto by KO. And for the next fight, we have Nathaniel Wood. Oh my days, it's Nathaniel Wood. He's gonna fucking decision merchant. And we have Lucien Keita. Another German fucking black dude. How good is Lucien Keita? I've actually seen a few fights of Lucien Keita. He's got some nice hands on him. And Octagon's a pretty good promotion, man. He's knocked out some really good fighters. He had 2 belts. I think he had featherweight and lightweight, if I wasn't wrong. Fought some half decent competition. And Nathaniel Wood, he's always on a decent win streak. Honestly robbed Jose Delgado, but had a good win over Morgan Charrier. Had a good win over Pineda. Shouldn't have lost that fight to Naimov. Had a good fight over Andre Fili. Andre Fili's been looking good, man. I think I have to choose Nathaniel Wood. I think that UFC experience is gonna be the deciding factor between this fight. Lucien Keita's got bombs in his hands though, so it's a very dangerous fight for Nathaniel Wood. But I think he's going to get it done by decision. I think Lucien Keita's just going to, it's going to be the bright lights are going to be a bit too much for him. Yeah, I think it's going to be a decision by Nathaniel Wood. Nathaniel Wood is $3 and Lucien Keita is $1.40. Yikes. Okay. For the next fight, we have Mason Jones versus Axel Souza. Mason Jones, one of the only other Welshmen in the UFC, has had some really good fights, man. He had he beat Balagioko by knockout. Who knocks out Balagioko? Just saying, who knocks him out? Had a pretty good fight with Balagioko. He got hit a bit too much in that fight, but he got the win. He's pretty durable, got nice recoverability. Went to war with Jeremy Stevens. Shouldn't be doing that in the big 2025. And lost to Ludovic Klein. But Ludovic Klein's looked really good, man. That's Urusmedic. I always get Ludovic Klein and Urusmedic confused for some reason. Yeah, it's really the last two fights. But that Balagioko win, it's not aging that great. And for Axel Souza, he knocked out Reese McKee. Reese McKee, 1-4 Reese McKee. He was an IMAF tournament winner. European winner, not bad. I think Mason Jones is going to fraud check Axel Souza. Not fraud check him. I just think Axel Souza has just been given easy opponents. Mason Jones isn't exactly an easy opponent. Don't get me wrong, Axel Souza is a real impressive fighter, but I don't think he's of the level of a Mason Jones. So, yeah, Mason Jones is $1.80 and Axel Souza is $2. I think Mason Jones is going to win by decision. So, yeah. On to the next. We have Curtis Campbell versus Danny Silva. Now, Curtis Campbell, a lot of the fucking British love him for some reason because apparently he's fucking dead-eyed fish looking dude. Like, legitimately, I've just heard, the glaze of Curtis Campbell, dead set. Apparently, he's fucking just smoked a bunch of dudes on the scene. He's, yeah, you're beating fucking regional bums. He was, I think, Cage Warriors champ, maybe. But versing Danny Silva, man, Danny Silva's a really good fighter. He was on a 2-fight win streak until he ran into Kevin Vallejos. And he had a good fight with Kevin Vallejos too. Which, after Kevin Vallejos' last win, bro, and I consider Kevin Vallejos going to be a top 10 fighter, I think Danny Silva is going to prove to, Curtis Campbell, what you got to be, what level you got to be in the UFC. I think Danny Silva is going to get an upset, maybe a TKO, possibly a decision. Everyone's thinking maybe Curtis Campbell might get Danny Silva, but I think Danny Silva has shown a lot in the UFC. Going to a decision with fucking Vallejos is hard, man. Yes, you shouldn't be going to a decision with Lucas Almeida, but Josh Colbert was a half-decent fighter before he got cut. Yeah, I think Danny Silva by decision. Danny Silva is $2.85 and Curtis Campbell is $1.45. So, yeah. That's who I'm choosing. And for the next fight, Roman Floyd-Leeds, mate. How the fuck is he number 11? Genuinely the most fraudulent... Hold on. Friggin' itchy. Anyway. Most fraudulent friggin' dude in the middleweight division. Okay, let's list off Roman Dolidze's wins before the Alexander Hernandez loss. We have Marvin Vettori. 5-fight losing streak, Marvin Vettori. That gets you your ranking, by the way. Kevin Holland. How good is Kevin Holland in the big 2024? And Anthony Smith. Come on, bro. Who are we kidding ourselves? The people he's beating are legit fucking, jobbers of the middleweight division. And, the way he got dominated by Anthony Hernandez, he's got, good jiu-jitsu, but he's got nothing else. It's real shit. Well, Christian Leroy Duncan, Christian Leroy Duncan's a really good man. He fucking He beat the shit out of Marco Tulio and Eric Anders. And Eric Anders had a good retirement fight, man. And I really rate Marco Tulio. So, like, he had a rough fight with G-Rod, but that was about 2-3 years ago. I think Christian Leroy Duncan's going to knock out Roman Dolidze or take him to a good decision. So, yeah, I think Christian Leroy Duncan by decision. He's $1.20 and Roman Dolidze is $4.50. The odds say it. And for the next fight, we have... I've been slacking with this. Eero Baraniski versus Austin Lane. Eero Baraniski had one of the craziest 2-minute fights of all time. Literally, a fight went for 1:30, and it was him and Eber Aslan just going fucking ham for 2 minutes straight, dropping each other. I don't like that against any other opponent at light heavyweight, but when it's Austin Lane that's come down from heavyweight and has been slept 4 to 5 times, he's 1-4 in the UFC against Justin Tafa. Trash. No, I'll list it off. Hold on, I'll get the list up. Let's look at Austin Lane's fucking losses. Okay, so we have Vitor Petrino. Vitor Petrino is a good heavyweight. Mario Pinto. Actually, Mario Pinto is pretty good. Beat Despain. Despain's a jobber. Lost to Janata Denise and lost to Justin Tafa. I think this is just a layup for Eero Baraniski. I think he's just going to KO Austin Lane, who's cutting to light heavyweight for the first time in his career. I have a weird feeling that there's going to be a fucking crazy, there's got to be one. There's fucking 3 or 4 overall favorites on the card. They're $5 to 1. So I'm not going to say it's this fight, but just watch out for that. Eero Baraniski is $1.15 and Austin Lane's $5.30. I'm choosing Eero Baraniski by knockout in the first or second round. So yeah, that's that fight. And for the featured prelim, we have Michael Venom Page for some reason going back down to welterweight. What's the actual reasoning behind this? The dude was legitimately number 8 in the middleweight rankings, and he's yeah, let's go down back to welterweight and fight Sam fucking Patterson. Anyway, I'll explain MVP. MVP, has had some pretty good wins. He beat the shit. Not beat the shit, but he outpointed Jared Cannonier. That's really hard to do. Had a pretty decent fight with Shara Magomedov. Shara Magomedov is regarded highly in the middleweight division, even though he's not even ranked. And he's just a point fighter, one of the best point fighters in the UFC at the moment. Sam Patterson, in his debut, he got fucking slept by Yanel Ashmouz. Not a great look. And he just has been on a fucking tear. 2 submissions and 2 KOs. Kiefer Crosby, Danny Barlow, and Trey Waters. Mind you, all those fucking guys are total jobbers. Don't know why Sam Patterson is getting this big step up. Once again, this could be a big upset from Sam Patterson because he does have power. But I just see Michael Venom Page honestly just point striking from the outside, trying to aura farm a little bit. I think Michael Page is just going to win by a crafty decision. Venom is $1.55 and Sam Patterson is $2.40. I think Venom Page is going to win by a crafty vet decision. Alright. And for the next fight, we have, oh my days, it's Luke Riley. Luke Riley is the future featherweight champion. We have Luke Riley versus Michael Aswell Jr., who is a jobber at featherweight. For some reason, if you're going to at least put Luke Riley in the co-main, give him a named featherweight. Imagine you have Luke Riley versus Jack Jenkins. Imagine you have Luke Riley versus, I don't know, fucking even Josh M. Your Calvin Kattar. That makes sense. If Calvin Kattar versus Luke Riley, that could make way more sense. But we've got this random jobber in Michael Aswell Jr. And don't get me wrong, Luke Riley looked horrible in the grappling so far. He slept Bodgan Grad. He's got some good power in his hands. Michael Aswell losing to Bellagioki is pretty terrible. And then beating Lucas Almeida. Who hasn't beaten Lucas Almeida? I haven't seen much of Michael Aswell Jr., but I did see Luke Riley sleep Bodger and Grad. He does struggle in the grappling. I think if Michael Aswell Jr. was to win, he'd have to just grapple Luke Riley, which is fucking ironic because he comes from a grappling focused camp. I'm going to choose Luke Riley by a first round knockout. I think this is just a layup to like give him a name. So, yep. Luke Riley is $1.35 and Michael Aswell is $3.20. I'm choosing Luke Riley by a slime out in the first to second round. Now, finally, I can actually like talk about bro. I like barely know half these fighters. I know who some of them are. That's why I can talk about it. But some of these guys are jobbers. Like, who the fuck's Michael Aswell Jr., bro? I saw him fight Lucas Almeida. Imagine struggling against Lucas Almeida. Now let's talk about the main event. The legit fucking two best contenders. I don't want to hear Jean Silva have a cry being like, oh, I'm the number one contender. No. These two who aren't showing up on my picture, hold on. These two are the two best contenders in the UFC if they show up because it's pissing me off. Anyway, I'll just talk about it. Basically, fuck's sake. Basically, Jesus Christ. Oh my days, it's Lerone Murphy. No, but like, there we go. Now we're here. Now we got it. Both guys are undefeated. Both guys are really impressive at featherweight. This is the number one contender fight to fight Volk. I think this is an interesting matchup, man, because Lerone Murphy, he's a point striker, points out like point strikes from range, big decision merchant, you know, but has fuck all grappling. Lerone Murphy has no grappling. Like, I'm going to have a little rant. I can't believe Hapera and Amoma. Like, he's such a fucking British casual. He's like, oh my days, every British fighter is going to win. Like, shut the fuck up, bro. It pisses me off when people do this. I'm a victim of it myself, but that's with certain fighters. That ain't just with one because you got a British flag behind you. Anyway, I'll make a video about that. But yeah, let's just continue. Lerone Murphy. I'm going to list his wins off. His last three. Or four. We'll do four. So we have Edson Barboza in 2024. Great win, obviously. Dan Ige. He struggled with Dan Ige. You got to remember that. He got dropped hard, then won a UD. Dan Ige has looked horrible lately. Josh Emmett. We just saw Josh Emmett get slimed out. Josh Emmett is on a fucking 5-fight losing streak. Should be on a 5-fight losing streak. He's 1-5 in his last 6. And now Aaron Pico, who has always been chinny, who was piecing him up, who was piecing Lerone Murphy up before Lerone hit that spinning elbow, luckily. I'm not here to glaze these guys. I'm telling you what happened. Lerone Murphy's got good point boxing, good point striking. Not great with wrestlers or like submission. I'm surprised he's gotten away with like. It's like the Max Holloway thing. Like, he's gotten away with not dealing with a grappler. And this is what, in Movsar Evolev, you have. So, let's look at Movsar. Movsar hasn't fought in 2 years, which is insane. But I'm going to list off his wins now. So, we have, like I said, from number 4, Dan Ige. How good's he going? Not very good. Diego Lopez. Diego Lopez is a really good fucking win. Even though it was on short notice, it's still really impressive the way he was dealing with Diego Lopez. Arnold Allen had a super close fight with Jean Silva that I arguably thought he could have won. In the Movsar Evolev fight, Movsar Evolev did struggle with Arnold Allen. And Aljamain Sterling, who is a former champ and people shit on for some unknown reason. I think Movsar Evolev is one of the best grapplers, or if not the best grappler at featherweight. And I think Lerone Murphy has a massive problem in his grappling. I think Mozart's just going to take him down, smudge him, and not even go for a finish. I'm going to go 48-47 to Mozart Evolev. He goes to a lot of split decisions as well, which this is another split decision. And yeah, I'm Mozart Evolev, $1.40, and Lerone Murphy's $3. Mozart Evolev by a smudge split decision. I don't know why I think it's a split decision, but I think that's the way it's going to go. And the winner of this will fight Volk for the featherweight championship. Yeah, so this wasn't a... How do I explain it? This wasn't terrible to, like, cover. But the fact is, like, a lot of people calling it a good fight night. I think it's a very fucking mid-fight night. A lot of unknown, like, a lot of jobbers, a lot of fucking people, like, a lot of weird matchups on this card. Shit that doesn't make sense. And yeah, but that's all I've got to say about it. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. Hopefully I release another video in the next couple days. And yeah, thanks guys, I appreciate it. See you all later. Bye.